Time to say good afternoon to Dr. Joe Schwarz, host of the Dr. Joe Show here on CJAD 800, Sundays at 3. He is, of course, also director of the McGill Office for Science and Society. And from time to time, I will send Dr. Joe stuff that I come across that I think we can discuss because I know he probably, knows about this kind of stuff and has a comment or two. This week was no different. Joe, I found an article of all places in the Washington Post talking about something I think we've all heard, which are probiotics. And the basic headline is, if you were taking probiotic supplements, you're basically just wasting your money. So let's pick up on that.
Well, first of all, let's just define what probiotics are. They're bacteria. And they're bacteria that are thought to be beneficial. We share our body with trillions and trillions of bacteria. There are actually more bacterial cells in the human body than there are human cells. And we used to think that they were just sort of, sharing our body, being sort of observers. But now we know that that is not the case. They have important role to play in our physiology. They interact with our body in several ways. The so-called good bacteria, which do not cause disease, can squeeze out disease-causing bacteria in our gut if you feed them properly so that they grow at the expense of the disease-causing bacteria. And these good bacteria also produce compounds, short-chain fatty acids, for example, that get into the bloodstream that have a role in immune function. So there are all kinds of interesting features. And we have long known that consuming so-called beneficial bacteria, such as are found in yogurt, have been linked to good health. I think probably somewhat overstated. Ever since Mechnikov first 100 years ago said that Bulgarian peasants have a long life because they consume yogurt. We don't know that they have an especially long life. But anyway, ever since then, yogurt was sort of put on a pedestal. And there's
hold on. You're not suggesting yogurt's bad for you. You're just suggesting it's not a cure-all or anything.
Not at all.
Okay.
Yogurt is good.
Okay.
So is kefir. I try to consume that. I like to drink kefir every day. But when you are looking for probiotics, you have to make sure that the bacteria are alive. So if you're looking on a label of a food like kefir or yogurt, you have to see that it says that it contains live bacteria, and it should be in the billions. We're talking large numbers there because bacteria have a hard time making it through our stomach. The stomach is very acidic. So the chances are that many of them are killed as they try to pass through the stomach. That's why you need lots in order to get through to the intestine. Now, a lot of people would rather take a shortcut, right? And instead of eating foods that are conducive to populating our gut with good bacteria, they want to pop a pill. And it is almost always the case that these shortcuts are not reputable scientifically because there just isn't enough evidence that the bacteria that are found in a pill actually make it into the gut. And of course, the manufacturers are not keen to design proper randomized controlled trials about these things because they're already selling well. People believe in them. So they don't want to take a chance that a trial would show that they're not particularly effective. So I don't know that they're not effective. I don't think anybody really knows that because the trials just haven't been done. So I think, I don't know which is the exact Washington Post article you're referring to, but I'm sure that that's the question that it raises, that there's no evidence that in the pill form these bacteria are effective.
Well, what it does say, though, and I think you say this more often than not as well, right? When you can, it suggests, just try eating more fiber.
Absolutely. Fiber is what we call a prebiotic. And prebiotic is food for bacteria. So when you're eating fiber, which by definition is the component of food that the human body cannot absorb, we can't digest it, we can't break it down. So it goes through to the colon. And that's where bacteria that inhabit our colon look on the fiber that for us is essentially not absorbable. They look at it as delicious food. So it fosters their growth. And when they grow, they crank out these anti-inflammatory compounds like the short-chain fatty acids. And they also try to eliminate the disease-causing bacteria by just sucking up all the food in the form of fiber. So fiber is great. And we should be eating between 25 and 50 grams of fiber a day. Most people in North America do not get that. There are many ways to get fiber. Of course, fruits and vegetables are the best way. But for people who just for some reason or other can't eat enough of those, you can have fiber supplements. And for example, things like Metamucil, very, very effective fiber supplement. And of course, fiber also has another effect. It makes you quite regular. And a lot of people do have issues with constipation, and they take fiber for that. And they're also then getting the benefits of the fiber in terms of populating their gut with good bacteria. So, we talk about these things, week in, week out, and it almost always comes back to the same thing, is that we should be emphasizing a plant-based diet, minimizing red meat, which is, pro-inflammatory, eating whole grains instead of refined grains, and just not eating too much. There are no real big secrets in nutrition. It's just that people have a hard time following that because some of the foods, especially the so-called ultra-processed foods, are basically addictive because of the high fat and sugar content, which the body just loves. And when you eat those, the body releases dopamine, which is the so-called good feel chemical, and people just enjoy eating the cheeseburgers, the French fries, the ice cream, and especially the pizzas, because they do release dopamine in the brain. So, we constantly urge people to eat whole grains, fruits, vegetables, berries, minimize the red meat. If you want flesh foods, fish is the best way to go. No big secret there.
All right. I want to ask you one question, though. So when we started by talking about supplements, and we said, no, they don't really do anything. It's a waste of money. But then you mentioned Metamucil, but that's a supplement as well.
Yes. Metamucil is fiber that's extracted from a plant. And, certainly there are supplements that do work and can be beneficial. We can't lump them all into the same category.
Okay.
Obviously, when you need a calcium supplement, if recommended by a physician, they do work. They really do contain calcium. If you need a magnesium supplement, it really does contain magnesium. If you need a vitamin A or vitamin C, they do contain that. So there's nothing wrong with that. It's when the claims are overstated, on behalf of these supplements that contain everything but the kitchen sink. And they make all kinds of claims about reducing the risk of heart disease, reducing the risk of cancer.
Okay.
That's where we run into trouble.
All right. I'm out of time. I would just bring up one thing. I'm drinking a soda now that's a prebiotic soda. That's good, right?
Does it have sugar in it?
No sugar.
Okay.
So I'm good?
What is the sugar replacement, though?
Fine, thank you. How are you? I have no idea. It's called Olipop. It's a prebiotic, and it's actually really good.
Yeah, we should talk about Olipop.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
Will it be a bad conversation?
It will have some stumbling blocks. Yeah.
Okay, next time.
Okay.
Dr. Joe, thank you.
Bye.
Dr. Joe Schwarz.